Hi everybody and welcome back. Today we have this RZ450e from Lexus, and there are a couple of things that really annoy me about it, which I'm going to show you. And after, I'm going to show you the amazing things that this car does. First of all, this is the Takumi model, so it's a top of the range, yet it's not available with leather seats. And the second thing that annoys me is that there's no glove compartment. What you get instead are radiators underneath where the glove compartment is, and you also get a radiator under the steering wheel. However, to switch them on, you could only switch it on together with the heated seats, which beeps and bobs every time you press something on this car. So you cannot have the heaters on under the steering wheel without switching on the heated seats. Now that could be annoying because you don't always want a very hot bottom. Sometimes you just want to drive with a cool seat, but you want your knees to be warmed up like a blanket. But all that aside, let's just have a look at the exterior of the car. We'll then check the boot and the back seats. And I got to tell you, it's absolutely stunning. It is a beautiful car. They've got rid of that whole mesh front grille, and they've replaced it with something flat, which personally I prefer something a little bit more than that, but that's what they've done with it for now. There's one more thing that I find annoying with the design, and that is the way it goes up over here on the back door. Now it's also got this design in the new RX, however in that it's not so prominent like it is in this car. Personally, I prefer the RX's design, but it's still a very, very good looking car. You have the one light that goes all across, the LED light. It's a beautiful car. The boot is electronically operated, as you would expect, and it's got a decent size 522 liters of boot space. You've also got further storage underneath, with which, as you can see, the owner of this vehicle has put all his Christmas products in. It's very practical. It's wide at the beginning. You have hooks that tuck away on the sides, and there are also tie down hooks all over the place. All in all, it's nice and practical, and you get a 12-volt socket. There is also plenty of room in the back seats. There is no transmission tunnel, so it should be quite easy to fit 3 adults here comfortably. You have ISOFIXes. And again, not having the option to put leather seats in this Takumi model is a big shame, because they will get rather dirty when you put your kids in the back here. In between the two seats, you do get an armrest with 2 cup holders. In the Takumi model, you also get heated seats in the back with 2 USB-C mini sockets. Underneath that, you've also got a 220 volt 3-pin socket, which is great for the UK. There are storage bins in the back of the seats, and the doors have some storage too. There is also plenty of space when you sit in the back. Now I'm 5'8". This seat would be my typical driver's position, and as you can see, there's plenty of knee room, there's plenty of leg room, and my feet also have a lot of space here too. Now the Lexus comes with a one-touch with a safety exit option, which means that when you open the door and a bicycle is coming by, it will not open. The Lexus RX450e is available in 4 different models. The range starts with the premium pack at £64,500, where you get 18-inch alloy wheels and lots of kit as standard. Spend another £4,000 for the premium plus pack at £68,500, where you also get memory seats, heaters under the steering wheel and in place of the glove compartment, heated and ventilated front seats, and a heads-up display. Add another £1,400 and you get the Bitone for £69,600, and with that you also get an electric tailgate and 20-inch alloy wheels. The range tops out with the Takumi model at £74,000, where you get front and rear performance dampers, multicolored ambient lighting, a dimmable panoramic sunroof, and a 13-speaker Mark Levinson premium surround sound system. All models come with a 12-inch touchscreen infotainment system, and you also get a 7-inch driver display unit, which in all fairness is not that great. The ones in Mercedes and BMW are much better. The definition is very low on this, but it does a job, and it's got all the information you'll need. Now, one thing I like about this infotainment system is you have a few physical shortcut buttons. So you can change the temperature by turning the dials on the right and the left, and if you want to have separate temperature in the vehicle from the driver to the passenger, you can do that by pressing the sync, and then you could just turn up the passenger side or the driver side to the temperature that the passenger or driver prefer. But to change the fan speed or other things you might want to do in this car, you do have to press the tab down in the touchscreen. This model, being the Takumi model, you do get radiators under the steering wheel and where the glove box is supposed to be, and it also comes with coolant seats together with a heated steering wheel. The infotainment screen itself is very responsive, it's high definition, it has everything you need in here, very easy to access and to understand what's going on. The one annoying thing it has is that every time you press something it gives a beep, as you can hear, but thankfully that can be switched off in the settings. This car also comes with self-parking, and you get 3D camera views. It's got a brilliant system, and it works very well, and I'll try and demonstrate the self-parking soon when I take it out for a test drive. You also get 2 USB-C sockets and a wireless phone charger. Oddly enough, you do get wireless Apple CarPlay, but when it comes to Android Auto, it's not wireless, and you will have to use a cable to connect the Android Auto. It does have a wireless charging pad underneath, and then going further back, it's got an interesting, very good quality dial to put it into drive, and to put it into reverse you simply push it down and it does whatever you want it to do. Now when you put it in reverse, obviously you get a nice clear camera and a 3D surround option. When you're finished, you press P and it goes into park. Going further back, you've got the hold button, which I've spoken about a lot in videos. All cars should come with that standard, which basically means that when you stop at, say, a red light, you can take your foot off the brake and the car will hold. It will not roll forward or backwards. You've got a button for a handbrake, although it's not necessary because when you put it in park and turn off the engine, the handbrake is automatically applied. There are 2 cup holders, and when it comes to storage, there is a nice size under armrest storage, and the armrest itself is very good quality. There's also big door bins, but there is no glove box. The higher spec models also come with a dimmable panoramic sunroof, and you could change the frosted part by simply pressing a button over here, and it becomes clear, and all of a sudden you can see through it. And then to bring it back, you simply press it again and it's frosted. The higher spec models also come with a heads-up display, and you could change what you want to have in front of you by going to the infotainment system, scrolling to the right, and then we have heads-up display on or off, which obviously is self-explanatory. You then got standard, heads-up display mode full, which brings up your lane assist and all that kind of stuff, and then you can also just have the minimal, which will bring up your speed. In this section you can also change your driving mode, so you got normal, eco, sport and custom. And if you continue swiping to the right, you have different options or different settings you can change on the vehicle. The steering wheel feels quality, it's nice and small, easy to get comfortable in this car. It's got reach and rake. And then the buttons on the actual steering wheel do something very interesting. Now, hopefully you can see this in the heads-up display, because when you put your finger on top of something, it actually shows you in the heads-up display what your finger is touching. Now that is such a good thing to have, especially for when you're driving, that you don't get distracted. Now on the left hand side it controls the stereo, and the right hand side controls your cruise control, your radar cruise control, your lane assist and all that kind of stuff. Behind the steering wheel you have the paddle shifts, which in this car is obviously not for gears. It is to control your regenerative braking. Last week I drove the Tesla Model Y, and I gotta tell you, it was absolutely awful. You can click up here or watch that video at the end of this video. It doesn't give you the option to change the settings on the regenerative braking. I don't like that. It's very difficult to get comfortable to and comfortable with. Thankfully on the Lexus you can control how much regenerative braking you would like it to use. And with that, let's take it for a little test drive and see what it's like. Now I've just picked up this car from Lexus. Oh, we have a little bit of a challenge here. Let's see if this will make it round. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Yes, we made it. Now, as I was saying, I just picked this car up from Lexus. from around the corner. I have not driven this much, so this is sort of a first impression of how I feel about it. There's something I missed out before which I want to say now, and that is that when it comes to range on this car, it might not be the best in its class. The Tesla definitely is a lot better than this when it comes to range, but the range also depends on what size wheels you get. You see, it's got a max range of 271 miles, but that is only if you get the 18-inch alloy wheels. If you get the larger 20-inch alloy wheels, it only gives you 245 miles. Go figure. Anyway, it drives beautifully. It's a Lexus. What were you expecting? It wasn't going to be nice. It's very comfortable, it's quiet, it's taking these bumps in so well. I mean, you cannot compare it to the Tesla Model Y. That was horrific. It was one of the worst cars I've driven. Absolutely awful. Sorry, Tesla. It just... this Lexus beats the Tesla in everywhere. The quality on here is fantastic. The ride is smooth. And the steering is actually very direct, which is normally numb in a Lexus. The braking is also not so bad, and in electric cars it's known to have a little bit of a sharper brake, but in this car it's nice and smooth, as I'll show you as we get to the end of this road. Yeah, it's a very smooth braking. You can't fault that at all. The battery is a 75 kilowatt hour battery. You can recharge this 80%, according to Lexus in their fast chargers, they're all dotted all over the country, in 25 minutes. The 0 to 60 time is not that great, but it's not that bad. It's quite impressive actually at 5.3 seconds. I say not that great because when it comes to electric cars, some other brands have a faster 0 to 60 time. Like the Tesla, I just didn't want to say that. But it's very comfortable to drive. It's a Lexus, and it comes with everything you need. And being it's a Lexus, nothing's gonna go wrong with it. You know, I once had a Lexus GS 300 it was. I had that car for...
Where would you like to go?
Alright, I'm not talking to you, Lexus. Sorry. Go away. No. Right, let's just get rid of that. Not exactly sure what happened there. Right, so as I was saying, I once had a GS 300 Lexus for about 7 years. I did approximately 100,000 miles with it. I never serviced it once. I never changed the oil once. They are machines, these cars. They're reliable. The quality is brilliant. I think the Germans have a lot to learn from this car, from Lexus in general. Personally, I actually prefer Lexus over the European cars, but that's me. I mean, you know, I've had Mercedes, a CLA 250e, for example, which was awful. I've owned other European cars, but I've owned multiple Lexuses, and there is nothing like a Lexus. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please let me know by giving it a like, subscribe to our channel, and have a good day.